Hello. We are playing with some fun stuff here. I'll stop for a second. Hi, my name is John Skippy Lehmkuhl. Welcome to a new video. We are looking now at the SuperMacho Drumz Contact 5 version of the OMG Drumz Urban Drum Sample Drum Groove Library. And this is a lot of fun. As you can tell, there's some crazy things you can do here quickly. Yeah. So we're going to look at this to see why a brake tweaker library was turned into a Contact 5 library. What does this bring to the table that you don't have in the brake tweaker version? So to start with, it has the layout of the concept behind SuperMacho Drumz is 61 samples across the keyboard with this really cool wacky interface with a wrestler on fire playing on a little drum set, you know, type of thing. And you have access to 6 effects here, as well as 2 convolution reverbs and delay that you can immediately add to any one sound across the keyboard. If I want this to be all verbed out, all I gotta do is move up the slider and my claps to be with a different reverb. So we go over here and choose it to be like, say, so that's part of the uniqueness that you don't have with brake tweakers. There's no effects inside of brake tweaker. It's just playing back 6 samples. The other thing that's a really big difference is the fact that each one of these drum kits is using the same 61 note map across the keyboard, except for these 6 notes right here in the middle, which have the samples that correlate with the different drum grooves. So the other thing that's kind of unique is that I don't have the crazy sequencing 256 note crazy timing stuff that you can do inside a brake tweaker, but there is a groove player, and this does come with 81 grooves. So if I go over here, this is the Ocean Girl. So if I say Ocean Girl and then hit play, I have the basic part of the groove that you have in the brake tweaker version. No fills. It's just a 4 measure loop. But you can do some fun stuff with this. For one thing, you could there's all these additional sounds across the keyboard you could add. That type of stuff, right? So that's one of the unique things to this library, is that you have all of the additional samples. You have it in an interface. And for those of you that have SuperMacho Drumz, you know how fun it is to play with this and quickly get stuff to happen. I'm going to be releasing in the next 2 weeks a bonus set of over 200 MIDI files that you'll put over here with these other libraries that we've released. These are all MIDI files that are available for SuperMacho Drumz, and you can go to these guys and load them up and they'll play. Okay, so let's cover installation real quickly, just to make it really clear how this works. This is my SuperMacho Drumz folder that is in my users shared. That's where I put this folder so that it loads. If you get error messages, you'll want to go up to your little floppy disk icon here, go battery save, say yes. You'll want to navigate to your SuperMacho Drumz folder and say open once you're inside there. If it pops up an error message, then you point at that folder and say use that folder. It will find everything it needs and resave them so you don't get error messages anymore. So do that if you are having those error messages that sometimes crop up because you've put it in a different location. The drum kit map and the samples, if that location and the folder names and the hierarchy is anything different than what's on my computer, you get an error message. But it's very easy to fix that with the way that it is laid out and designed. So we can go over here. Now each kit Now, oh, we're installing, so let's get back to installing the kits. So we aren't here where it's working yet, right? I'm jumping ahead of myself. So here you'll take the OMG Drumz Urban Kits. That goes into your SuperMacho Drums folder. So that way you have all the different kits from the different things that we've included in the last 3 years of bonus support and all that kind of stuff in that one folder. And you'll know because if you open this up, it's a whole bunch of NKI files. Those are the ones that go into the SuperMacho Drums folder. The samples part 5 goes right here next to samples part 4. And then the MIDI files. MIDI files are tricky. So there you have to navigate to, on the Mac, it's in your Documents, Native Instruments folder, and then open Contact 5. And this folder is what you're looking for. And if it doesn't exist, you have to make it. And it has to be named that way, exactly the same name. And then right in there, you would put the MIDI files. And by doing all those 3 steps, when you load up Contact 5 and you load up one of these drum kits, you now have a couple things. If you want to do a quick load, for those of you that are not familiar, quick load is where I right click and this little quick load window pops up. So I could choose something from Mega Magic Dreams. I could choose a sound and I could say load. And it quickly loads. I don't have to go navigating. I've got so many libraries that it takes forever to navigate this. And so I actually prefer using quick load. Put your favorite libraries that you use all the time. Go here, say I want to go to some sort of a cool bell thing or something like that. And boom, it's immediately there without navigating all that stuff. So quick load works like this. Let's right click and delete this. So here's SuperMacho Drums. You actually want to have it so that you navigate a step higher. Let's see here. So we're in shared and SuperMacho Drums. And then you take right here. See, there's 3 levels. You don't want it down here in the bottom level or the top level. Right here, if you click, it becomes this little icon thing that you can drag over here and let go. And now you've made a quick load preset of this library for you to quickly load. There it is. So I put a space at the beginning of the name so it shows up at the top of the list. And at that point, I don't have to use this anymore. I can go minimal. I can say, here's the Urban Kits, 12 a.m., boom. And every note across the keyboard has a drum sound on it. It's really hip. So, and then you can right click to make quick load go away. Go to the groove player. You can go over here to the Urban Grooves. Here's 12 a.m. Now, tempo is what is right here in the MIDI file name. That's what the 70, the 95, all of those numbers is to tell you the tempo. So I can speed up and slow it down in my sequencer. But if I'm at 120 beats per minute, when I call this up, it's not going to sound the same way as it sounds when you come over here to Break Tweaker and you say, give me my 12 a.m. By changing the tempo, I can get to sound closer. There you go. Okay. So by doing this, we got the MIDI file playing. Just to cover the standard things here really quick, auto means that it automatically syncs to your sequencer. So now when I hit play, the groove starts. When I stop, it stops, which is nice. You've got bottom and keynote range limits. So if you want, you could bring this up some. Because they're all in 6-note range, I got to find the special spot where it is. I got rid of the kick because I'm up above the kick drum, so it filtered out the kick. So you can do stuff like that. You could say 2 times if you're going to play it double time. So at this point, you can just go over here and choose any kit you want. Now, let's take a look at this. One more thing I want to show you that's kind of a cool thing. Angle of view, for example, sounds like this in Break Tweaker. Let's go boom, boom. Right? There's a melody part. Now, for the MIDI file for SuperMacho Drums, I didn't include the melody. Oh, Let's go over here, angle of view. And we need to be at 95 beats per minute. Right? That sample's there. But just sitting there going like that, I mean, it's not a cowbell. And if it is, it'd be a bad cowbell, right? But check this out. If you want, open this up to the full menu so you see everything. And all you have to do, if you want, is load another version of this. So go over here and say angle of view. And by clicking down here in this empty area, you've made another one. But this is on MIDI channel 2, whereas this one's on MIDI channel 1. And then you go to your sequencer. Let's all do this together. And I'm going to change this from being all to just being MIDI channel 1 for contact 5. And then I'm going to hold down Control and hit click. And each time I do, so now I'm playing this contact 5. And when I go to MIDI channel 2, I'm playing the slower one. Now, one of the features that I love out of SuperMacho drums that you guys might not use a lot, but you should, is solo transpose. Play one note, and as soon as you hit solo transpose, bring up the release so it's... So now I could have this MIDI file playing here. And you can play it as if it's a melody part. Now, so that is available to you. The reason I also made this for Serum is because if I wanted to, let's take a look real quickly at what the name of that sound is. Go like, if I want to know the name of that sound, let me show you how to do this. If I want to know the name of the sound, I can hit the tool wrench, hit mapping editor. This is Blip 3 from Plux. All right, so let's call up Serum. And when I get over here to Serum, I can go down to this list. And if I look at the Plux, there's Plug 3. And it's tuned to the right note, which is C sharp. So now I could have the groove playing over here inside of the SuperMacho. Let's see, get that to go away. Save changes, no. Click this, hit play on the groove player. Now, if I wanted this to be played by my sequencer, all I need to do is go over here to the groove player page. And right here's a little drag to MIDI. Drag this to MIDI and boom, hit loop and, oh. There. And now, I have it in Serum playing the melody part, so I can do all sorts of things. So that's why there's the flexibility of having it in 3 different plugins. It gives you the strengths of each one to do different things. This gives me the ability to take this main groove, and if I wanted to, I could go over here. Let's get to the editor page. Let's say I want to blonk that out. And a little noise here. Little reverb. Pitchy G. Down in pitch. So now. And I want to work on this hi-hat, so I'm going to hit the note lock after I play a hi-hat so it stays on the hi-hat. I can find the pitch that works right. Maybe I want to sync this. So that kind of flexibility to take the sounds into different places quickly. Let's go to the kick. Turn off note lock, play a new note for the kick. Turn on glitch. There you go. So this kind of crazy stuff is what you get to do here. So that gives you the benefits of having the grooves and the sounds and a little bit more flexibility. And then on top of that, if I wanted in my sequencer, I could add an additional track of not this of that, but I could go over here and quickly add a couple other tracks on channel 1 and add a right cymbal and let's fix our kick so that it's not doing that. Let's turn off glitch. And then I want to have some shakers and some percussion and then let's get a cool groove going on this. So I'll go over here to my quantize options. And that's MPC 60 groove, a little swinky. There you go. So, and then get these to both be the same length and hit L to loop those. And this is OMG Urban inside of SuperMacho Drumz. So you can take it from being just this. And let's do this. Open this up. Copy. This is what it originally was. We took the drum sounds to this, and then we added all this extra percussion. So that's what the library gives you if you have it inside of SuperMacho Drumz inside of Kontakt 5, which is different than what you can do inside of Break Tweaker. Both are valid in their own ways. I personally think this is more flexible because you've got the ability, since this is in your sequencer, to do all your MIDI note editing and you have all these sounds to work with. So if I was to use the library, I'd probably use it in SuperMacho Drumz before I used it inside of Break Tweaker, just for my personal taste. Also, the CPU wise, this could be going crazy like this, and it's doing some damage to the CPU, but nowhere close to what Break Tweaker does. All right. So there you go. SuperMacho Drumz, OMG Drumz, Urban Kits. Get them. Enjoy them. Thank you for your support. Keeps me doing this full time. I appreciate it. See you in the next video. We're going to cover Serum shortly after this. So thanks. See you later.